Let's just say that one day you just feel the sudden urge to YOLO and you decide to cut your hair impulsively. You show up to the hairdresser, you show them the hair that you want, that you got from Pinterest. New year, new me. And you know, they just start getting at it. And then after a while, they turn you around. You look into the mirror and it's like, what? Oh. And then they ask you how it looks. And you say, oh, it looks great. Hi everyone, welcome to The Vibe. I'm Ethan. How's everyone doing? Me? Praise God, for he is always good. But to be quite honest, life has been kicking my butt lately. I have a several page essay due on Friday that I haven't even started. And then we also have a calculus test coming up in a couple days. And honestly, I should be studying right now, but I don't want to do calculus right now. I had this video idea stashed away in my YouTube content brainstorming journal. It's Notion, basically. Not sponsored, but maybe in the future, you know. I was honestly gonna do this video in May because I was really set in stone and growing my hair out until May. But then I was like, oh, that's too long. And so I thought, what perfect time to do this video now that I've cut my hair after like a couple months or so. Hair has always been a significant element in the way I express myself. I've cut my hair, I've dyed my hair, I've even cried about my hair. And so for today's video, which is my first story time on this channel, I'm gonna get real about the history of my hair because it's a very interesting one. From as far as I can remember, not until second grade, I honestly didn't care about my hair. I was just this young kid into 21 and strawberry milkshakes from McDonald's. Like, obviously I took care of my hair, I styled my hair, but I just really didn't care about the haircut. My parents were really the ones who managed my hair. If they wanted to cut it, cool. If they wanted to grow it out, cool as well. Like, I really wasn't interested in, you know, like hairstyles and all that. It was whatever. So before second grade, I usually just maintained very clean military cuts, and that was it. When I went into second grade, things just changed. Second grade was when I just decided, like, yo, I'm gonna go take care of my own hair. I really want to, you know, do my own thing. A lot of my classmates from like second grade and even in elementary school would pull up pictures of me during my second grade phase because it was so funny. I really just wanted to grow out my hair in second grade, and so I essentially had like bangs. It was long, obviously, but you know, I sort of like wanted to maintain bangs for some reason so I can do this. I can like flip it like Justin Bieber, you know? I mean, in all fairness, napakataas ang confidence level ni Kuya Ethan nung grade 2 siya. You know, many people didn't like the hair, including my mom. She's more into like short, clean military hairstyles. And so for a while, my mom would really just like try to convince me to cut my hair. She really didn't like it, but I insisted, and I just, you know, I just let it grow out. And you know, in hindsight, it was kind of iconic. I was trying something new. I'm happy that I got to like experiment with new things, you know. So I think by third grade, I think I let my parents cut off all my hair. I was really bringing out that inner Caillou within me, you know, and I rocked the bald cut. It was interesting. I haven't been like bald since I was a kid. So by third grade, in my official third grade picture for the yearbook, I was bald. The last time I had been bald was when I was a baby, so I was just rocking it. I just let it grow out after, you know, it was bald. When my hair grew out eventually, I sort of got like a faded haircut then, and by that time, like, I didn't really know haircuts. I just usually let my parents handle my haircuts and tell the barber what kind of haircut they want me to have. But you know, I'm honestly proud of younger me, cause he didn't really define his confidence by his hair, you know. I mean, he didn't even care about having a bad haircut. He just rolled with it. In second grade, third grade, I didn't really like style my hair to where I would be such a perfectionist about it. In fourth grade, this was when I fell in love with this hairstyle. I actually got this hairstyle from my cousin Jonathan. What's up? It was called a faux hawk. This was back in like 2013, I believe. Unlike the mohawk where it's like spiked up, it's like super extreme. The way I would describe a faux hawk was like more casual, more relaxed, but it sort of created the shape of like a mohawk. For me, that haircut had a grip on me in both fourth grade and fifth grade because I was like, this is brilliant, this is genius. And I just felt even more confident. So I was like, okay, So by now we're in 4th grade. One day my mom told me after school, she was like, there's this new barber right down the street, we should definitely check them out. Her name was Miss Denna. I remember after school my mom took me to Miss Denna's, and I was like one of the first customers. She was just so nice. She was like, hey baby, what you want? And so she like hooked me up, and she's like one of those cool aunts, you know? She was like our go-to barber for me and my brothers before we moved. And what I love about her is how accepting she was. You know, being in a family with autistic siblings, it can definitely get hard to find a barber in town who is patient and is accepting and understanding. Like, my brothers and I loved our homegirl Denna when we were there for many years. But anyways, I was in 4th grade. I rocked the faux hawk look, and I remembered I had a particular way I styled my hair. You know, at this point I was telling the barbers what kind of haircut I want. You know, I was using gel on my own. Okay, even now I don't really know that much about haircut terminology. I just know like a fade, you can trim the top, you can get it like skin tight. I don't know, I just went to the barber a couple days ago and they asked me like, do you want like a 2 on top, and do you want it to go to, I was like, wait, why are we throwing numbers at this? If 1 + 1 = 2, ooh, what does that mean? Not me getting off. So the way I styled my hair in 4th and 5th grade was I would damp my hair and I would get like this gel, and I'd say I'd get like a nickel size on my finger. I'd rub it through my hair and I would sort of like make it into a faux hawk, but not so like extreme like a mohawk. I made sure it was like low key, and the most important part was I would grab like a comb or a brush and I would like comb the front hairs, like literally my bangs, so it could like stick out, while the back of my hair is just like, you know, shaped into a faux hawk. And that was my hair for like, I don't even know how long. I think like about 3 years. I forgot to mention, I don't mean to brag, but I remembered in elementary school I would really get a lot of compliments on my hair. It was more so like girls would ask me, can I touch your hair? And when they would touch it, it was like, oh, it's so cool, it's so spiky, it's so soft. And that was when I took my hair game on the next level. And that's when I was like, I need to start taking care of my hair. And yeah, so basically that was it. When I was in 5th grade, I still kept the faux hawk style, but it was either like 5th grade or 6th grade when I started to dye my hair for the first time. It wasn't like full on turning my hair to pink or something. It was literally highlights. I thought I was cool, bro. I looked like Shark Boy, and like with the whole like faux hawk situation, and I had highlights too. I thought I was it. I thought I was the boy each boy in my class wanted to be. It was so bad. Oh my. I remembered in 5th grade, I would put like globs of gel in my hair. I really liked the spiky look. I remembered this gel. It was weird because by the end of the day, it would wear out. You know, I would come to school, I was like clean, I was fresh. Then I would come home looking like,
what is this, honey?
And so throughout the day, you know, this is elementary school. We're still going out for recess and physical education every other day. The gel in my hair would sort of wear out and it would turn to like mini white particles in my hair. And so there was times where like straight up kids would ask me, what's that in your hair? And it's like, oh, well, it wasn't lice. It was literally the gel Miss Denna gave me, bro. Like, hi, this is day 2 of shooting my hair video. The perks of being an aspiring YouTuber, am I right? I really try to shoot my videos in all natural lighting, but you just really have to be flexible since it literally gets dark at like 4:30. I believe at this point I'm entering middle school. I'm graduating elementary school and I'm taking this huge step into something that I never really expected or imagined for my junior high years. You know, I should just do a whole story time about my experiences in a charter school. If you're new to my channel, I already mentioned this several times in many past videos, but I went to a very strict charter school from 6th grade all the way up to 9th grade. And you know, I still kind of miss the people at that school. I mean, I've had many of my early adolescent memories in that school, but man, did I not like the dress code. I don't know what's the definition of a charter school, but this school in particular really had a very strict dress code. Presentation in an academic setting was always very important. So like we had to maintain our hair, the way we dressed, under the rules made by the school. In the summer after I graduated 5th grade, I visited the school for orientation, and I won't ever forget it because it completely shocked me. I'm leaving the gym of this new school. I was just very excited. And then I get stopped by like a teacher. She told me something about like before the first day of school, before attending the school, I need to dye my hair back to black. And like I mentioned earlier, I just had low-key highlights and I was bummed out. I was like, what? Apparently we're only supposed to have natural colors in our hair. And I get it. I mean, like for me, as people like me aren't always born with, you know, blonde streaks in their hair. But then I was like, well, isn't blonde a natural color? But anyway, so I eventually dyed my hair back to black while my siblings still had their blonde highlights, and I still had that faux hawk type of look. In the first semester, I never really had any issues with my hair. No one like came to me and said, hey, your hair's too high. I forgot to mention that this school is so strict. Teachers would literally, I'm not capping, pull out a ruler to measure how high like the guy's hair was. I think for guys in middle school, we weren't allowed to have very long hair. We had to maintain like clean haircuts and hairstyles. And so in the first semester, no one seemed to have any problems with my hair. Like no one said, oh, your hair is too high. But I think it was the beginning of the second semester. I was walking to my class from the bathroom and a teacher stops me and she says that my hair is too high and that I should go to the bathroom, grab some water and sort of do this to my hair to flatten it or to make it short. And you know, back then I was very much a goody two shoes and I was like, okay, yes ma'am, I'm so sorry. So, you know, I did it. I was like, dang, like what's the big deal, you know? So I eventually told my parents what happened that night. And I could just imagine my parents looking at each other and saying, it's time. My dad, a couple days later, took me to Miss Denna's and we got a haircut. Usually I want a mid-to-high fade, skin tight, leave the top alone. My dad was like, I got you, let me take care of you. And so he goes ahead, tells the barber what he wants my hair to be. And he tells the barber to give me a flat top. Now, if you don't know what a flat top is, they basically gave me a buzz cut, but it was flat on top. I'm talking like plain, like literal. At least they gave me a fade, but I didn't know what haircut my dad wanted. So I was just, you know, I was just going along with it. And then, you know, the barber, she grabs like the clippers and then she goes, oh, and I'm like, oh, wait. I was like, what? Because I mean, after all, it was like my favorite hairstyle. And now it's just like, I was like frozen at that moment. I mean, after all, I mean, I was frozen. You can't move while getting a haircut. Anyway, during that time, I didn't have contacts. So every time I got a haircut, I would always take my glasses off. And, you know, during the haircut, I mean, I had hope. You know, I didn't see what was going on with my hair, but maybe it might turn out good. Maybe I might look better. I put on my glasses. I was holding back tears, man. I looked at my dad and then I looked at the barber. And then I looked at the mirror again and I just kept on repeating that cycle for like 5 times. Cause like at this point, I'm speechless. On the ride home, I was sobbing. It was bad. It was very bad. I remember that day was trash day. So I had to like take out the trash and everything. And I was like crying so loud. And then I saw the neighbors were out and I was like, oh shit. The neighbors were like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm thriving, you know?
By the way, my hair, is growing. Okay.
So yeah, for a while I hated it, but eventually I got used to it because I mean, it's hair. What are you gonna do? It's always gonna grow back. But that week, luckily, was Spirit Week, so I really just took advantage of, you know, wearing a hat and just covering up my hair as much as possible, whether that be wearing a hoodie. But if it weren't for that cut, I wouldn't move on to the next stage my hair went through for, I'd say, about 3 years. And that's the comb over. The comb over in this school, I'm telling you, like, majority of the guys in that school had a comb over by 7th grade. That summer in 6th grade, I grew out my hair and eventually, you know, I was able to like comb it over. I think I even got highlights again that summer. I don't remember if in 7th grade, like, I kept them. I remembered I came to a point in the school where I like kind of dyed my hair and, you know, no one really like said anything about it, so I was like, hey, cool. The thing with my comb over phase is that the height would like fluctuate In the beginning of 7th grade, it was very short. It was cute. The sides were literally so short. It was like skin tight. And then you just have this like hair combed over. But over the course of 7th grade, I grew out the top of my hair. So I don't want to say naturally, but it kind of just gotten taller, taller, and taller. Luckily, no teacher in the middle of class pulled out a ruler to measure my hair. But looking back, it was just a very interesting hairstyle of mine. I kind of kept the way I styled my hair. You know, I'd like damp my hair and put product in it, and then I would comb it over. But the front part, I would like literally grab a comb and make it like, you know, tall and sort of emphasize this like front part, you know. Eventually, I just completely stopped using gel. I would just show up to school with my hair combed over. By the end of the day, it just looked so bad. So by the end of 7th grade, I decided to grow out my hair again, but this time only maintaining the top. I would get, you know, haircuts cutting off the sides of my hair, but the top really grew very long. I still try to keep that comb over, but I felt like naturally it just fell to where there was like a middle part. And the thing that cringes me the most, you know, thinking about my past haircuts and hairstyles is that if I were to get a comb over now, I would like at least want my comb over to start from here, you know, with the hair here, and then it just like combs over like that. But back then it would like start from here while everything else is like short and skin tight. It was just this chunk of hair like just sticking out. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'll just, you know, show some pictures. And so when I would try to part my hair down the middle, I don't know how to say it in English, pero sa Tagalog hindi siya pantay. There's one side that's like short, but there's like one side that's completely, you know, long. And then, you know, I completely stopped using gel and product in my hair. So sometimes if I were to do a comb over, by the end of the day, it would like literally be lopsided, if that makes sense. I think I even went through like a pompadour phase. I was even trying to go for a man bun. I don't know, it's things you go through middle school, am I right? And another thing is that I remembered in, you know, the summer between 7th grade and 8th grade, I just wanted to try something new. Like I wanted to glow up. And so I thought, you know, hey, by like changing my hair, I could like become a new person, essentially. Like the first day of 8th grade, everyone was gathering in this room to sort of turn in their school supplies for the school. I think I showed up late and I just felt so confident. I was like walking into the room and I imagined everyone was looking at me and like, ooh, like his hair looks so cool and all that. Like, no. So later in 8th grade, I just get tired of my long hair. I just remember like, man, this is kind of getting old. And so I wanted to completely just cut my hair short again, like when I was in 7th grade. I still wanted that comb over, but just a short top. So, you know, I cut it. I remembered by the end of 8th grade, I really wanted to like dye my hair. You know, I've gotten highlights, but I just like, I want to go on another level. And so I was like, you know, burgundy is a nice color. I told my mom, I was like, you know, I want to kind of color my hair burgundy, kind of like my grandma. And so she came home with like a hair dyeing brown burgundy box. You know, we tried it that night, but then like I get out of the shower, I dry my hair and it still looks black. So it's like, oh well. And so now that I'd gotten out of the school for summer, I wanted to like dye my hair. So I went to Dena's. She got me sitting down in this chair for like 4 to 5 hours and she gave me like red highlights. I wasn't expecting, like I kind of wanted that burgundy red, but she gave me like flaming red highlights. And honestly, that was a dope move. That was a dope move of mine, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, for that summer, I just kept those red, you know, highlights. And then I obviously had to go back to school. I think I just, you know, cut my hair short. I still had the classic comb over. And so I'd say, you know, in my first year of high school, my hair just remained relatively short. I sort of realized how for a while when I did my comb over started like almost to the middle of my hair. I wanted it to like start here so it could like comb all the way over. Man, I wish I had a visual. Anyway, so, you know, I was trying to grow it out and eventually I did. I still usually didn't put product in my hair, so it was just like, it was chilling. It wasn't, you know, popping, but it was chilling, you know. So like the many summers I already mentioned, I just came to a point where I was like, you know what? Let's just grow it out. It grew pretty long during the summer. I didn't even cut it. And then eventually I had to go back to school, this time in a public school. I mean, I feel like there's really no dress code in a public school. I really wanted to look fresh for entering into sophomore year. So I got a really nice fade. Dude, I'm telling you, the power of that fade can really change like the way someone's head looks. So again, in the beginning of sophomore year, I kept the comb over. It was the comb over I always wanted. It started from here and had a really nice fade. And then like November of that year, I just went through a crisis. My grandfather had passed away and I wasn't able to say goodbye to him before he was buried. And so I was just like, you know what? Let's just cut our hair. And so I got this haircut called a crew cut. And so about 3 months afterward, my hair started to become long to where I was able to style it. And at first, I went back to the comb over again. But then COVID hit. We didn't get haircuts. 2020, I grew out my hair. By the start of my junior year, I think that was when my hair was at its longest. I kind of looked like a hippie. You know, I'm not gonna lie. But personally, I kind of just got annoyed with my long hair. Like, especially when I work out, and especially like when washing my face, it just got so annoying. And so I essentially cut the sides, but I still maintained the top. Going into 2021, I honestly just grew out my hair. I wasn't going to school, I wasn't going out, so I just let my hair be and do what it wants to do. Eventually, in March or so, I wanted to do something different with my hair. This time I wanted to have like a chunk of my hair to be blonde. I, sort of got it on TikTok. And it was just an impulsive move for me. I was just like, let's just do it. I remembered at first when I tried to do it, it was orange. It was literally orange. So I had to like go in a second time, and that's how it got like super blonde. And then eventually I just got tired of it and I dyed my hair back to black again. By that time, it was kind of like springtime and my birthday was coming up. And honestly, I have to say that the birthday haircut that I got, that's probably like one of my favorite haircuts in my life. The fade was just, and I really liked the length of my hair at that time, so it was a nice haircut. And I even had that haircut for my first prom. So getting out of junior year into that summer, I go to Las Vegas. And I don't know if it was the heat of Las Vegas or how like I really wanted to wear hats that summer that really got me to make the decision to just cut my hair. Kind of got like this military crew cut again. And that summer, I just had that hair and I didn't really have like a haircut. I would have a haircut here and there to sort of clean up the sides, but that was like my haircut over the summer. I just grew out my hair for a couple months and just recently I got a haircut. So yeah, that's the evolution of my hair. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think the audio got cut. Like literally my phone just stopped recording. So I apologize for that, but if you got all the way down to here, thank you for watching. If you like my vibe, make sure you subscribe. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in for this week's video. Stay tuned for more story times in the future. And until next time, peace.